Okay, so this should be the last video that I do for solving quadratics. And this is going to be about completing the square. We just did this in class, so hopefully this makes a lot more sense than it would otherwise. First off, I want you just to remember that the coefficient of the x squared is our a, this is our b, this is our c, because I'll be using some of those terms. Now, some people move like the c value. Some people leave it where it is and complete the square, and then some people move it to the other side. I like to really move it to the other side, mainly just because it keeps it a little bit more organized. So with that said, I need to move this plus 7 to the other side, and I do that by subtracting 7 from both sides of the equation. So I'll end up with an x squared minus 8x. I leave a little gap here, equals negative 7. Now I take the b value, which is negative 8. I'm going to take it off to the side here, and I'm going to go negative 8, and I'm always divide by 2 equals negative 4. The divide by 2 part is the same every single time. And then I take the negative 4 and I square it. I strongly suggest using the parentheses because otherwise your calculator may give you an improper answer. And this is equal to 16. Now, both of these values, the negative 4 and the positive 16, are needed in this problem. So the positive 16, that's the amount that I am going to add to each side of the equation. When I do that, this will turn into equals 9. Now, x squared minus 8x plus 16 is very special because it can be written as x, and then I'm going to come over here and circle the minus 4 because the minus 4 is the part that goes inside the parentheses squared. It always goes there. It makes it kind of nice. And then equals 9. Now, in order to solve this, I need to take the square root of each side. And don't forget that when we take the square root of like a 9, we need to go positive and negative. So we're going to end up with an x minus 4 equals a positive 3. And an x minus 4 equals a negative 3. Now we're just going to add 4 to both sides of the equation. So when I add 4 to both sides of the equation on the top one, let's see, 3 plus 4 is x equals 7. If I add 4 to both sides of the equation on the bottom one, I got x equals 1. And those are the solutions. Now, how I broke this down into each and every step, it is exactly the same steps every time. Every time I'm going to take the c value, move it over to the right, if it's not already over there, move it to the other side of the equation. I am every time going to take the b value, divide it by 2, then take that and square it. That gives me the amount that I have to add to both sides. And then the negative 4 in this case, it always will end up going down here with the x to make it an x minus 4. So those values go into the same spots every single time. Now, it's possible that you might get answers that are not whole numbers. Absolutely possible. In fact, almost likely. So don't let that confuse you, or don't let that set you off, because that's just the way it is. Okay? All right. If you end up with any other questions and such, please either ask them in class or come by and see me, and I will help you out. Okay? Bye-bye.